Hello guys, welcome to the channel. In this video I want to show you an interesting real-time deal. I'll show you how I'll work it out. Unfortunately, I don't have such a large deposit on Binance to make a lot of money there, but this is the situation where you can literally earn another 1,000 on top of $1,000. Approaching the sloping line, resistance will now gradually be added to this position depending on the situation. We have an inclined resistance level and inclined support level. There is a certain squeeze, a kind of triangle. Personally, I'll be waiting for the breakout from this triangle and at least an update on higher. Why am I even entering here? Why did I choose this situation? If we look at BTC, similar situations have already been well broken in history. There was a similar resistance level here. Of course, there was a breakout, but with a nice squeeze. There was no rollover here, but the squeeze here is beautiful nonetheless. I'm adding to this position. Added more, adjusted my average, and I also want to add to the remaining position, but only when it crosses the level. There's also a round number nearby. If I manage to do all this now, I'll show you. 00013, and here I'll be waiting for this breakout, so I take a long buy on the remaining. Something doesn't load me. Specify a multiplier of 100, I understand, so I need to somehow make 650,000 like this probably. That's it, we're all in. I mean, I entered with the maximum margin. I have a little over $1,000 here somewhere. So Monji's balance is $1,300, but for some reason it only shows $1,000 here. I think you understand the situation, but again, I'm not just going for a breakout there, expecting to see some kind of impulse. This instrument has been actively pumped lately. If you look, it wasn't the only breakout it successfully made. There was another breakout here that it also broke through well. Overall, on average, it breaks through breakouts by 20%. Even if somehow managed to draw a breakout here, it was 20%, and here a similar situation, around 20%. So from this situation, I expect exactly the same, that it will just stay here for a bit. My stop loss is clear to me at a minimum, and if we do reach the stop, then the stop will be $480 in this case. I keep a small deposit at this location. It's similar to having my own account, to earn from it, send it to live through peer-to-peer, and basically use it for that purpose. We've come close to the slope. This is where we're going to anchor ourselves. The middle part for me, of course, is not very comfortable right under the slope, but oh well. The primary impulse I personally desire to witness after successfully completing this round 0013. Why do I even bother? It is evident that at present our market is somewhat bullish, and yet numerous individuals still somehow hold the belief that everything will be falling down in the future. They set their stops, someone places them here, so there are different individuals. It's obvious that some people long, but if you can long, then it's better to long and take the stops of non-believers in growth and shorting. Once we break through this slope, all is fine. Once we grow well there, I'll set it at 100% without losses and based on potential. As I already told you, I would close half after crossing the high, about 9%, then sell the remaining at 0.15. We could even set a take profit at 0.0.0.15 now, which would be $2,500. This will go for $2,500. The ratio is 1:5, but again, let's not forget that I will take half a little earlier, so the ratio there will be approximately 1:3, I think. So we will close this batch at 0.13844. Therefore, we can set a limit here at 0.13844 and set 50% of the position. So this is how we will close, meaning I close half here, half at the take profit if it reaches there, although let's set the take profit a bit lower because it's a round number. Who knows, we might hit a round number and bounce back. 14,856. Why am I doing this? Because it's really round. We can just hit the round, it just won't execute me. Now all that is remaining is to wait. You can also position this object here so that you comprehend what we are losing. Here we can make a profit, but on average it will end up somewhere around here if the take profits are hit. In total, with a ratio of 1 to 3.6, it will go smoothly, indicating that the overall outcome is not unfavorable. Right now we're just waiting. the deal has brought in $118 and I've already spent about $7 on commission. So if you want to save on trading fees, pay less to the exchange, you'll find the links in the description. Furthermore, I currently have one active scalp trade on Shiba that is being closely monitored by me at the moment. I'm also holding back, I'll do my best. Here it already gives how much. I entered at 50, that is, it gives $500 here. But I have plans here, of course, a little higher. That is, here you need to fix around 3%. I don't know whether it will happen or not. Stop here is also clear. In fact, short, the potential is at least 3, 4, 5 times greater. So I'll just wait it out. And right now, of course, this deal is important to make sure everything is okay here. Overall growth has occurred here in the past, like once, twice, well, around 40 minutes. So I'm potentially allocating about 40 minutes to an hour for this deal. Once again, you need to evaluate everything considering the situation and how things will develop here. Inadvertently, what I was explaining to you is the setup that I discovered. So overall, Shiba is growing for us. All the memes have also started to grow. Check the hourly chart, it's just actively rising. I looked at what we rolled back, hit the same point twice. For me, it's a clear stop here. I set a stop loss at $600. And I've already placed potentials on a breakout or a retest for updating these highs, so here I'll sell part of the position and I'll also sell part after the highs. As for BTT, I don't even know. At this point I could essentially move the stop to break even and just stay put. 0.0012,700. Why break even? Well, because in previous situations, if you look, there were no dumps, meaning after a retest, historically the price didn't drop. So in theory, she should not get involved here either. That is the reason why I want to proceed and make the change to the stop in order to break even at this very moment. So in this situation, even I will be excluded from entering at the stop. Well, it is revealed that I will not suffer any loss. I am clicking OK at this location. OK, has my order been placed or not? Alright, I do not see it yet. The stop loss got cancelled completely. Let's set it at 5% here. There we go. My stop loss is set. Even if they close it at the stop, I'll still break even because I'll have to pay part as a commission there. But I'm not merely standing and waiting. Finally, the chart began to move to some extent because we have been standing here for a while. But once again, it is not about stop loss orders as some might think. It is about the individual who is pumping this instrument, because if there were stop loss orders, there would be some aggressive impulses, inefficiencies, but here it is simply a person pumping, and the most important thing is to somehow comprehend where he is purchasing so strongly in order to attempt to jump into the rocket, so to speak, along with him. Okay, we are nearly at my initial limit order. It might be executed soon, possibly within a short period of time. Currently, we have just hit the high point, but it is not a significant issue because the main movements, as I see it, occurred after crossing the high point, so I am not panicking in this situation. Additionally, we have crossed the high point and proceeded. The situation remains similar. I will not panic. I will take action as planned. In fact, we already have a profit of 1200, roughly a 1-to-2 ratio, but we will stick to our targets as planned. Alright, we've already fully taken the first limit order, meaning we've already locked in $646 and we still have $620 pending. We will lock in at that target, but I believe it might be advisable to set an additional limit, perhaps at 14500 just to be cautious. I'll add another half there just in case, you never know, it might not hit there, so I'll take 14,500 and also take 50%, okay? So if it starts to rise, first part here and then fully close the rest, the average will still end up somewhere in this range. I also received alerts from Kaspersky's Drive. I don't understand what they're really about. Oh, and here we have Shiba starting to rise. Well, fantastic, truly excellent. So I have a clear understanding that the video for today will be focused on me demonstrating my entire complete day as a trader, correct? So it turns out like this. Let's measure it here with you. It's already done. If we were to pour in a normal volume here, it would definitely be something much more pleasant, but once again it is not currently available on Binance and I was too lazy to establish and finance my balance on Binance. should not have been lazy, then this particular deal could have potentially been more profitable. So this is a certain type of notification. So I have an understanding that Shiba is taking off, correct? Yes, great, Shiba is flying. So our entry was at 50, essentially flying well. The only thing I would like to do now is just set a stop loss already without losses, because if this weight starts to rise, well, that's just how it is. So right now I would like to lock in somewhere around these levels, so I'll be watching. Let me show you the situation in general. This is how the chart looks, and after the intersection I'm planning to lock in. Here we can also mark one level somehow like this. I don't know if I'll be standing really high. However, I'll keep an eye on it and make necessary adjustments if needed in order to ensure optimal results. I'm skeptical I'll be doing that. I believe I'll simply drop it somewhere around here. Because in general, the stop was already at approximately 0.8, 1%, and the potential 5% is already satisfactory, I believe. Okay, one portion of our plan has been carried out. I have confidence that the second one will be accomplished in the near future. Alright, well, we're almost there. Alright, let's do it like this. That's what I was talking about. You see, a couple of points may not reach and then completely roll back, but on the rollback, I will already be closing the position so as not to sit there and wait for a miracle. That is, when it starts to turn around, I will just exit without waiting for anything there. So, come on, you just need to shoot a couple of points to the limit. And here it is actually turning around, darn it. That's what I was talking about. Why fix it in parts? Well, because it can just roll in like that and that's it. I'd surely shift the stop, well, if this growth starts, that's already abnormal. So I would simply shift the top to 0.13100 and that would be the only adjustment needed. So I wouldn't stay here, wouldn't take risks, because if a real dump starts, that's already something unhealthy. BTC typically experienced an upward movement, there was a certain level of trading activity, and only after that did it begin to generate substantial returns. So in order not to overstay here unnecessarily, it was necessary to let go of a little bit. Let me at least drop a part here. Later, I will demonstrate this deal in the journal. I made the decision to increase the stop slightly higher once more, so that in the event that it does take off, I am able to obtain something pleasant. 33. Here, let's hide it under this 5-minute candle. I'm just watching for now, something's not working. But again, we've seen this in previous situations, what could happen, so again, it might unravel here now as I've already mentioned, and only then add another 10% on top, although it's already giving fairly well. That is 13%. In terms of potential, based on past scenarios, it reaches up to a maximum of 15500. I will place an additional limit order at a slightly higher price in order to decrease the commission. This is because when we execute market orders, the commission fees are always higher compared to limit orders. If we close the position, the commission is slightly lower. Guys, I left for 10 mins, and when I returned, my position was already closed at 100 pips. I should have taken profit after the high was crossed, but I was focused on the previous situation, waiting for a similar movement. But this time it's different. In total, we managed to earn $1,019 from this deal, which I also consider not bad, literally within 1 hour. Of course, in terms of risk management, it doesn't look that great because you remember that I could have lost $500, but I closed with just a profit of 1,000, which is 1 to 2. Well, not the optimal ratio. Should have rectified it here once again. Taking into consideration what doesn't reach, should have rectified it, but what can you do at this juncture? Ultimately, I made the decision to merely relocate the stop loss to the break-even point. I can show you the results that I have for today so that you understand, and then we will look at them together. Monitor December 10th, XRP deal at $231. Attempt to take position, $11 also an attempt to take position, repeatedly. But again, there were no clear entry points. I see that there are breakouts, they immediately start to roll in. I quickly exit, meaning I took what the market simply gave at that moment. There was a slip up on Solana, but I clicked the wrong volume, meaning, in simple terms, I misclicked. I should have clicked a larger volume, and at that point, I didn't see the point in such a volume. So I immediately exited. Here was a small attempt with XRP. There was another attempt to enter the trap, but again I see that it's somehow on the brink, so I exited as well. Another plus $133. In short, that's how the day went. On the mistake, I only fixed one pot. Already up 250, it looks like this is the position I've taken. I've decided to just set it at 100 without losses and see how it goes. I'll show you the outcome at the end of this video. For now, this is how the situation is shaping up. After some time, Shiba finally kicked in, closed the remaining positions already at 100 plus. Sold some of the positions from the top, converted 100% right at this minimum. For me, it seemed that if we already had some local trend, then overall it should have continued here, and we should have gone there to hit the slope. But that didn't occur. In trading, it's about working with probabilities. This trade yielded $1,053, a 2.22% gain. In terms of risk to reward ratio, it's not ideal here again, because my stop loss was around 1% while I took 2.2. I was planning, of course, to take much higher, but again, you see that the movement is not happening and you don't want to just sit and close out with a stop loss. How many times has this happened? Overall, I hope you all had a good time watching the video. It clearly illustrated that trading is possible without a terminal if you understand certain setups, have historical evidence, and use proven similar setups on a specific coin, and also displayed another trade by error. It is a type of half scalping transaction. The market has undergone some changes, so I need to make readjustments. Thanks to all of you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join the Telegram channel because all of my deals are posted there. I share results, some thoughts. So good luck to everyone. Profit to all. Peace, goodness, and see you all later.